Hi everyone, some gamer dude here. Bakugan. I think it's all but official now that the TCG is dead. It hasn't had a set in over a year at this point, the toys don't seem to come with cards anymore, and I don't think it's surprising. The game had a ton of charm, or soul, but it was poorly designed, poorly planned, poorly executed, poorly understood, and a complete logistical nightmare. I think it would be fair to say that the only thing that went right was the toys. Ever since I gave up on Bakugan, I've been thinking about how the concept could have been tackled while averting all of the issues the game ended up having. Give the consumer a game worth playing, but also make it work within the restraints of Bakugan primarily being a toy. So today, I'm putting forth how I would have made Bakugan. Before we start, we need to establish that with the way that Bakugan was done, it was never going to work beyond toys. As I said, complete logistical nightmare. Local game stores would never be able to compete with your local big box store due to how retail works. They would never be able to buy enough volume to get a competitive price on the toys. They don't have the floor space for such big items as a general rule, and they don't have the fiscal stability to clearance out underperforming characters, or worse yet, SKUs. They wouldn't be open to carrying just the cards. Bakugan Pro would never look like a good buy due to the ability to just go to the local big box store and buy the exact toy you want. The focus is on the toys for the vast majority of consumers. Children. Never forget that. As we saw, the cards were always going to have a struggle. Different regions need different languages, which conflicts with how toys are made. The starter decks coming with toys were a hard sell due to the costs involved, and due to that, stores are less likely to keep those SKUs and their attached boosters ongoing. The cost of financing toys and a TCG at once is arguably too much of an ask of the consumer, especially children, and Spin Master doesn't have the ability to hit specific release dates for cards, which is normal for a toy company. They don't hit specific release dates. I'd also make the argument that the TCG was poorly designed. From baffling mechanical decisions in damage trigger effects costing resources, to unfitting conceptual decisions in the player taking damage for their Bakugan. The designers also underestimated the rolling skills of the players, and that made certain Bakugan much better than others thanks to the core system. The TCG was not going to have legs for longer than the 3 to 5 years a toy line typically stays relevant. To be utterly frank, Bakugan's original game was better designed for what it was, a toy, and this is very likely why they reintroduced gate cards in the back half of the reboot, to cut the TCG and return to what works. Buy the toys, play the game, nothing more, nothing less. Unfortunately, the reboot's back half was hurt by the front half not being a revision of the original game, consequently losing the vast majority of interaction and depth it originally had. The gate cards lacked the effects the original game had. So with all of that on the table, what would I do with Bakugan? Try to make it work logistically. Try to take on the better ideas of both the first game and the second game, while also having enough depth to be fun for all ages. It's actually very simple. Let's begin with the components. Bakugan stay, of course. Same as normal, your team of 3 Bakugan. There is absolutely no reason to change this at all. It works, it's fine. The character cards are also staying, but they are receiving a bit of an overhaul. Bakugan will have their stats changed. BP, HP, and EP. BP is their battle power, their base force, same as they are. Maybe reduce it to a single value. HP are hit points, and this is how much damage they can take before they are defeated and removed from the game. I believe for a game like this, children will want to see their Bakugan stay around for a while and get a few chances at a victory. An HP system helps facilitate this. EP are energize points, and I'll circle back to that in a minute. Next I want to keep the cores, but I want to overhaul them. I think the cores are a lot more interesting and engaging than the gate cards, but very poorly executed and resulted in the push for very precise rolls. You can see what they are, make your deck around them, and aim for them. I want to make them all generic on the back so you can't see what they are, but instead of the icons for Shield, Helix, Fist, and Flaming Fist, move to elements. Each core gives a specific value of energy. Then, if your Bakugan is of the same element, you gain more energy equal to your Bakugan's energized point value. I want to merge the gate card and the core. I also want a little part of the cores to write your name on. I think that's very important, and I don't get how that was overlooked. Finally, each Bakugan comes with 3 cards. Now, the cards are going to need a significant overhaul in how they are presented, and another game has already given us the framework. The Chrono Clash system. Write the cards and icons, no words. Now you can use the same cards regardless of region. There is no need to localize the game or print cards with 3 different languages 3 different times. The cards attached to the Bakugan are somewhat customizable. One is your Bakugan's big power move, it's exclusive, with the remaining 2 being low power, tactical or defensive cards. These are either species or faction restricted, depending on the card. With all of that in place, let's go over game structure. The goal of the game is to defeat all of your opponent's Bakugan. Setup is both players shuffling their cores and placing them out one by one, with each new core touching a core already in play. Both players place their Bakugan on their character cards in ball form, with each Bakugan's set of 3 cards face down underneath their character card. At the start of each turn, if both players' Bakugan are all open, both players retract all of their Bakugan. To start a turn, both players choose a Bakugan and roll it. If only one opens, it wins automatically and does damage equal to its BP to the opposing Bakugan. If neither opens, nothing happens. If both open, a Bakugan brawl happens. Both players' Bakugan have energy equal to the core plus any energized points they may get. Both players may now choose a card from underneath their Bakugan whose cost is equal to or less than their Bakugan's total energy and place it face down in play. Both players reveal the card and it's applied to the battle. The winner deals damage equal to its BP to the opposing Bakugan. If a Bakugan's HP is depleted, it is removed from the game. After the Bakugan brawl, both Bakugan keep their cores for later battles and return to their character cards. On later turns, your Bakugan's energy will be the cores they have, plus the ones they get, plus any energized points they may get from their cores. This will allow them to access stronger cards, including their signature attack. The goal of this design was to get the game feeling more like the cartoon, be dynamic, child-friendly, quick, and ultimately better suiting the medium. Something with a little bit of depth, but not too overwhelming. The only thing I don't like from this design aspect myself is the HP system due to needing counters, but I'm not sure how else to execute what I'm trying to achieve. This is of course all draft and conceptual work, no playtesting or anything. But what do you think? Is this a Bakugan you would like to play? Tell me in the comments. Till next time, this has been Some Gamer Dude, and thanks for watching.